All right, Lagos, welcome back. It's still the morning crossfire. And of course, we're talking this morning with a lawyer, human rights advocate Inibehe Effiong, who will join us at some point along the way on the program this morning. Looking at the Cybercrime Act and whether it should be amended, especially bearing in mind the fact that, we've had attacks on press freedom in recent time. We'd like to hear from you, 0201 465 7190 0201 465 7190. That's a number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation. There's a number for our female listeners, 0201 465 7190. And of course, we have 993 0700 That's the number to call, 0700 993 993. Inibehe Effiong will join us at some point along the program. He says he's on his way to work, so we'll just allow him to get to his office and to be comfortably seated, and then he will join us. Of course, we know that the Cybercrime Act of 2015, of course, is not just about journalism. It's about cyber crimes. There are several crimes that are mentioned in the act. You have, of course, things like spam, things like stalking, things like cyber fraud and all that. When you look at the act, it's all spelled out there. But if we're to ask the man on the street, the woman on the street, what the Cybercrime Act is about, they'd probably be talking about what has been most prominent in terms of the enforcement of this act, which has to do with the journalists. Of course, Daniel Ojukwu is the latest one from FIJ, but we have Fisayo Soyombo, who was declared wanted. The lady who is the board member of FIJ, Shoni Barry, was also invited by the police. And before that, of course, we had the editor of First News, who himself was also whisked away by soldiers in the middle of the night and taken to Abuja on account of some of these things. And what are your thoughts on? Do you think the Cybercrime Act needs to be amended because in order to protect press freedom? Now, someone sent a message in on the day we're talking about Daniel Ojukwu's case and was saying that, you know what, we need to have responsible journalism. And the Minister of Information, also while marking World Press Freedom Day, talked about responsible journalism. Are these are aspects of the Cybercrime Act that talk about what you can post online, how you can post online, the things that you can share? Are they there to safeguard everyone? And are they therefore necessary to having such a law? How about that? Because someone can go online and write anything. They talked about some a celebrity's child that her son or baby was fathered by another celebrity, and which wasn't the case, and it must have caused them a lot of harm. So people are not responsible. Some people are not responsible in what they post online. Someone can just wake up tomorrow and create a website, a blog, and write something nasty about you, lie about you, spoil your name, destroy the. They've written about me. I've been a beneficiary. The latest one that someone copied and sent to my employers. They said I collected 5 million naira, from whoever. I don't know who they even said I collected it from, to discuss a matter on air that had to do with it was a human rights issue. You had a group of men, mostly from the southeastern part of the country. We call them Ikoku 4. But they actually Ikoku 5, because one died. His name was Chima Akunado. And it was a very, very hot topic on radio in Port Harcourt. We took it up as an advocacy because there's a human rights thing. And so we're talking about it every day. Every day, calling on the government to look at the plight of these guys who are in jail, who are wrongly incarcerated for without charge. One of them was tortured by the police and died in detention out of torture. And some people, maybe because they felt implicated or the thing was getting too hot and getting close to them, went online and they sponsored an article from a faceless website. If you know the websites that are exist and they've been there for years, you will know. But this was a faceless website. Where, because I don't know, I've never heard of them. After then, I've not heard of them anymore. they wrote that Kofi Bartels of Nigerian from Port Harcourt went to collect 5 million naira to make the police look bad. I'm like, what's that? It was a lie. 5 million naira from who? And I know that on the day civil society brought the wife of Chima, who was killed in police custody, he was tortured. They did things to him, even like putting what do they call it? Broomstick in his penis. They choke it inside. If you go and listen to the video, the audio, the clips, the account of what these guys went through, I don't think many Nigerians know what some of our officers are doing to people they arrest and detain unlawfully. I don't think some of you know. No. It was gory. That period is when you realize that some people are in the police force as angels, but others are there as demons. That they are possessed, and their duty is to make human lives miserable. Man, is someone's father? The wife was pregnant. I think she just gave birth. Someone's husband. And so we gave Port Harcourt people an opportunity to talk about it, to air their views about it and all that. And someone woke up and wrote an article about me. Just from nowhere. We give people a chance to call in and air their views and most people are saying the government needs to do something about it through the Department of Public Prosecution, Directorate of Public Prosecution, DPP. And this was a tactical unit of the police that were under the CP in the state. And what they do is they catch people, throw them into a place called Mawan Police Station, they torture them, maybe the hope of getting something in return, some money, extorting, And these guys, probably after that period, they were just planning, they plan to go back to the southeast to celebrate with their families. Christmas, they spent Christmas in jail into the new year. And one of them was tortured in a way that you should not torture a human being. Even an animal cannot be tortured in that manner. So I've been written about, that's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, some of these laws are created maybe to ensure that nobody just writes anything about it, because it cost me. Someone woke up and then wrote a lie, something I didn't know anything about. All I did was to sit down on radio and say, okay, this is a situation we have in Port Harcourt this month. People call in and then they can air their views about it, And the story blew up. Ikoku 4. You can go online and check it out. It blew up. In fact, that story blew Nigerian for Port Harcourt more than any story, Blew the station up and everybody was listening. And someone just woke up, I don't know. Maybe the person felt, I don't know, was implicated. I don't know. Because as a journalist, you just want to do your job and go. And some people were calling me for meetings. One pastor was calling me for a meeting in his house. I said, I'm a journalist. I just sit down and I don't want anything to do with you guys. So civil society, go. And we did our jobs. Myself, my colleagues, everyone. So someone wrote and said I collected. I was like, how? Because when we attended the press conference, so we could hear from the man's wife and see the baby and everything, I went to my car, took out 5,000 naira and said, well, I don't think you even have transport to go home and your husband is dead. Take this money. And someone woke up and wrote that I collected 5 million naira to discuss a normal public interest story on radio. It cost me. Because someone, copied it and sent to my employers and said, see, Marianne, during election in Port Harcourt is a normal thing. They will write stories about Nigerian folk. It had some APC or PDP just to scare us a bit so that if they want to maybe rig an election or they want to do things, we will not cover it, So before election, we're used to it. They will write about me. They will write about Marianne, write about Millicent, write about maybe Dio, and all these guys who held Nigerian from down in Port Harcourt. Write about the station manager. They will say things like, oh, and we met a politician X or politician Y, and they paid us money to... It was a lie. In fact, there was a particular chief press secretary who had a publication, and the only way he could show he was doing his job was to write lies about me. We say we went somewhere, we were bribed to talk. Oh my God. I said, so I just left him to God. I left him to God. Sadly, he's no more, but I wish he was alive so that maybe one day I would really sit down and ask him why he did those things. Now, what I'm saying is this. So we were used to it on Info then. They'll write things, especially some of these guys who used to work for the then governor, who is now minister, write lies. Spoilers before the man. Meanwhile, we're just doing our jobs, just our jobs. So what I'm saying is sometimes people can just stand up and write an article. Whether it's investigative journalism, people can just write things. And for people who've sweat, through their sweat and blood, have built reputations, they just lose it. With just one article, it can cause the person stress, endanger their family. So how do we strike a balance between press freedom, all right, and ensuring that people don't go online to spoil your hard-earned name and reputation? 0201465719. Sorry, I had to go on that. It's a bit emotional for me. I'm sorry about that. 99.3, good morning. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So press freedom is protected. You see me, I'm fiercely protective of press freedom. And when it comes to issues of press freedom, I don't mince words. We need to protect the press in Nigeria. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, Pastor Ladipo, do you think the Cybercrime Act should be amended or repealed?
I think it should be amended to give room for verification, for proof of stories. Because what you just shared now is too emotional for me. You don't know what it means when people say things that is not true about you. So for me, I would prefer it should go through amendment so that if somebody publish or say things or write anything either on social media or in traditional media, and those things are not true, let the person face it. And the police should not be using the Gestapo style. See, when they write anything that is negative about you, the first thing the police needs to do, if they are contacted, is to go full-scale investigation. If these things are true, you don't have to go and pick up the person secretly and lock up the person. That will mean that you are trying to either induce the person or force the person to say things he did not do. So for me, I would like that listing to be amended. I would like it to be amended. It's very important.
All right.
Kofi, I really feel for you.
Well,
I felt for you seriously.
Yes. So thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you very much. Though it's not about me, because now, of course, we want people to be, we don't want to see people writing fake stories about people out there, especially public figures and government officials and all that. But then there comes a time when journalism and free press will become under attack. So what do we do? What do you do about this? 99.3, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kofi.
Yes, welcome.
Chima from Bagada.
Oh, Chima, good morning to you. Nice to have you. What do you think about the Cybercrime Act?
The act needs to be amended to remove those parts that are empowering the police to molest people, because if all the act is trying to do is to prevent people from publishing malicious acts, the laws are there. If you feel at any point somebody is infringing on your right by false publication, you go to court. You don't need police to go about molesting people. So that act should deal more with the fraud that people are becoming victims of online, electronic fraud, more than just somebody feeling I've been my rights are infringed by this publication and go and pick up somebody. So we should amend the act to deal with the appropriate crimes and still secure press freedom. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So Amended. We have Musbao and Mushim. Musbao, good morning to you.
Kofi, my man.
Good morning.
And good morning to you. I know you are get over this. Even before listening to you, Lagos, I've been hear about this story. I hear about this story. It's everywhere at that time. and I'm happy that you get over it. But you have learned a lot of lessons concerning this. Yes, double with you and other journalists. This Cybercrime needs to be amended. It needs to be amended urgently. You know why? At times, police will arrest before get information. What is wrong? Go and get information. Go around. Get information before arrest that person. Look, Ukemado in the UK. No, if this were arrested before the investigation, you could have won. You could have lost. You could have won. Because a lot has been done before arresting him. The boy has been interviewed. A lot has been done. So he has no way out. So for not to step on innocent toes, not to punish innocent, they need to do more investigation than arrested. So that's why they lost many cases in the court. They were arrested before doing many investigation. No, it's not done. Cybercrime needs to be. And most journalists, at times, most are not guided. So just put whatever they like on social media. They're educated. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you very much. Ambassador Mosbao, that's interesting. We have Emeka in Satellite Town. Emeka, good morning.
Kofi Bartels, a beautiful morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, the story you narrated that where you were a victim is quite touching. And it underscores the importance of an amendment on the cybercrime laws, or the act, sorry. It's important for us to understand there's a thin line between press freedom and regulation. While it is important for us to regulate the kind of journalism and the kind of stories people put out there, we must also understand that if not properly controlled, if it is not properly amended, it will also lead to suppression of press freedom. And that is something we know repressive governments want to do. I think the NUJ has a lot to play in this regard, a lot of role to play. Like all the callers have mentioned, it is important for investigation to be thoroughly carried out regarding whatever publication that is considered to be malicious or defamatory. Let investigation be carried out thoroughly to establish the facts prior to arrest. Most times the police have always come under the cover of wanting to investigate a said publication, and they now arrest the suspect, torture him unnecessarily, subject him to human rights abuses, all in the name of trying to, how will I call it, enforce the law. Right. We must understand this is democracy, and freedom of the press and freedom of speech are one of the rudiments of a very vibrant democracy. So I think the Nigerian Union of Journalists will have a very crucial role to play in making sure that this act is amended in a way that will reflect, have a human face, and be able to protect the rights. So
how do we, Emeka, how do we deal with the people who will use this act? Okay, I think we have to, to spot, for instance, now I'm a journalist. Some lady who has a publication wrote years ago that I went and sat on a politician's house and collected money to malign another politician, which was not true. Okay. Now, if I'm to be employed and my future employee goes online to do a session and sees that story, it will affect me. So how do we strike a balance, giving freedom of speech of the press?
I'm saying, my brother, you see, I think every profession has a regulatory body. They should have internal mechanism. Like Nigerian Bar Association, they have legal practitioners disciplinary committee. NUJs, you have a disciplinary committee as well that can work in tandem with the police to establish the facts about the matter. If there's a publication that is considered defamatory or malicious out there, the NUJ should be able to invite in liaison with police.
Emeka, thank you.
Interrogate the author of that publication.
Thank you.
To establish the fact prior to arrest.
Emeka, we have to go.
Arresting before investigation, for me, is not the right thing to do.
Thank you very much.
You won't get drink to boost your health. Now, Wellman drink. Wellman drink.
Are you ready to feel alive and strong? Look no further, because Wellman Drink from Vitabiotics UK has got you covered. Packed with vitamins and minerals, it is a healthy choice you won't regret. Make a healthy choice today with a very low-calorie drink that is free from caffeine, preservatives, and artificial color. Wellman Drink, the ultimate choice for men. Available in leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just like every Nigerian mum, I need every cupboard to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new Snow Powder tech, the detergent powder becomes even finer. So it dissolves easily, foams faster, and cleans better. Every grain works and nothing is wasted. New So Clean detergent with Snow Powder tech. Every grain works for you.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm.
Oh, welcome, sir. Sir, we are set to begin the foundation.
Everything set?
Everything, sir. We have the estimates for the granite, the sand, the iron rods, the concrete blocks, the cement, the...
Wait, engineer. What cement are you planning to use?
Oh, the normal cement, sir.
The normal cement?
Yes, sir.
You know the area is waterlogged and you say normal cement? Have you not heard of Water Shield? The new waterproof cement by Lafarge, designed to protect buildings from water damage and water damage to your property. If you're building in a waterlogged area, then your best bet is the new Water Shield cement by Lafarge. Water Shield is the waterproof, high-strength cement expertly formulated for all interior and external use in waterlogged areas.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm.
And water damage to your property.
Just like every Nigerian mum, I need every cupboard to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new snow powder tech, the detergent powder becomes even finer. So it dissolves easily, foams faster, and cleans better. Every grain works and nothing is wasted. New So Clean detergent with snow powder tech. Every grain works for you.
Have you ever dreamed of creating videos that captivate and inspire? Are you in search of that perfect space where your visual ideas can flourish? Or perhaps you're on the lookout for a venue that'll add a touch of magic to your events? Look no further. At We Entertainment Production Limited, we're not just a media production company, we're your gateway to bringing visions to life. Nestled in the heart of Lekki, Lagos, we offer an oasis for creators like you. Whether it's TV or film production, event coverage that captures every memorable moment, commercials that resonate, breathtaking music videos, the artistry of photography, or content that engages. We have it all. Plus, with our state-of-the-art studio rentals, you're equipped with professional-grade gear from the get-go. At We Entertainment Production Limited, we believe in doing beautiful things. This is our promise to you. Get in touch today. Call us at 0908 826 5049, 0908 826 5049, or email info@web.ng. That is, in capital letters, info@wep.ng. We Entertainment Production Limited, where beautiful things happen.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Talking about press freedom this morning following recent arrests of journalists and members of the Nigerian press on account of Nigeria's Cybercrime Act of 2015. We're asking, does the Cybercrime law or the Cybercrime Act need to be amended or even expunged in its totality or entirety? 0201 7190 0201 465 7190 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. Now, what I've done is just to tell you, give you a bit of a snippet of my experiences, just to show that, and not because it's about me, it's not about me, but to show that, you know, people can suffer when they have fake news, false stories, lies published about them. And it happens every day. It happens every day. You'll be surprised. I'm just an ordinary journalist, you know, who works for a salary at the end of the month. There are people who have a far bigger, you know, responsibilities, assets, you know, involvement in society, positions, and, you know, sometimes things are written about them that are not true, and their reputation is just shattered with just a click of a button. However, we must also realize that press freedom is important. And with the case of Daniel Ojukwu, he was investigating a case involving a member of government. The case of Fisayo Shoyombo, he was investigating a case regarding a government agency, the Nigerian Customs Service. With the case of Olatunji of First News, he was investigating the chief of staff to the president. He wrote some stories. So how do we strike a balance? Because we cannot do without a free press. The press is the only profession that is protected by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in such a manner that the Constitution actually arrogates certain responsibilities and protection to the press. So a free press in Nigeria is non-negotiable. But how do we strike a balance between having a free press and ensuring that people, because of the access to the internet, mobile phone and all that, they don't just go online and write anything that could damage your hard-earned reputation? So looking at what's happened in recent times with the First News guy Olatunji, with the FIJ and others, do we need to amend or probably even expunge, the Cybercrime Act? 0700993993 0201-465-7190. People just write anything online these days. We're supposed to have lawyer Inibehe Effiong on the line, but he asked to give him some time to get to the office. So we hope he can join us before we are done. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. What's your name and your contribution, please? Your name again?
Ayo from
Oh, Ayo, good morning to you. Welcome. Your thoughts?
Good morning, Kofi. Good morning. All right. The issue at hand here. If you look at it carefully, it's looking like an attack on investigative journalism. Because you have to amend this act. Because in the case of the Ojukwu guy, he was picked up. He looked like he was abducted illegally because he was working on a case, or he was investigating a government official and all of that. If you don't give room for people like this to at least do their job, you are very right concerning those who just come up with stories and then publish it just to gain clout or to just tarnish people's image and all of that. But at the same time, you have to amend this act to let those who are actually original, you have to let them do their work. You have to let them do their job. If you want to run a government that you don't want anybody to question you or anybody to investigate you, then I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Thank you, Ayo. Good to hear from you.
It has to be amended.
Thank you very much. Good to hear from you. It has to be amended. Okay. 99.3, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Kofi Bartels.
Welcome. Your thoughts, please. Your name and then your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, I just want to make an observation, please. I appreciate the way you handle daily digest with Okuji.
All right, so send me a WhatsApp message. I'll be very glad to read from you your suggestions on how we can make the program better. Let's allow others who want to talk about the topic to do so. I appreciate you, sir. 99.3, good morning. WhatsApp is 08095975805, so don't lose focus. 08095975805. That's the WhatsApp number. Looking out for your message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Kofi, good morning.
Welcome. What's your name? Where listening to us from?
My name is Olomuyiwa, calling from Nigeria.
All right, Oluwa, go on.
In the 80s, when they are teaching us about government, they said the four arms of government are legislative, executive, judiciary, and press. When it got to press, they say, and press. And with time, they remove the press. They say press is not part of the four arms of government anymore. Why? Because somebody that looted $60 billion, no be press go talk am. Someone that looted 76 billion naira to consult Maduguri University first, no be press expose am. The elephant where they swallow money, no be press they expose them. So now those that refuse to do what is right in this country don't want anybody to expose them. And it is the high time the body of the press come together to demand for what they are right. I think press are no longer united. That's what is happening. That's why I can't see the press now, fighting against the looters because the other press will not go agree. In conclusion, and one of the things that kill the press is this: when they see that Kofi is very active, then the government will not give you appointment. You're not going to work for government. So this is how they kill press. Please, press united and fight back for what you are before.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you calling in. Don't forget, Section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution talks about press freedom. And of course, talks about, it says, let me just go there. It says, and I quote, the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times, be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter. All right. And uphold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people. The press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times be free, this unequivocal, free, to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter. That's Section 22 of the CFR in 1999 as amended. In this chapter, and uphold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people. Uphold the responsibility and accountability. So the press is meant to hold the government accountable to the people. You said you're going to do this one. Did you do it? How did you do this one? That is, it is enshrined in the Constitution, ground of the people. It's massive, people, and it's huge. And I promise you, in the not too distant future, we're working on it. I'll resurrect a program I call Constitution 101 that enabled my listeners in Port Harcourt to go through the entire Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because people do not have time to go, just like you don't have time to read your Bible or your Quran. People don't have time to go through, So we'll take you through it, section by section. When you look at all these things, you look at the what do we call it again? The Code of Conduct for Public Officers is one of my best parts of the Constitution. You realize that these guys are breaking it. It's not politician is meant to have, or government appointee is meant to have, or public office holder or public officer is meant to have a business, except maybe farming. I was glad to see Bosu Tijani on his farm. He put the pictures out. Apart from farming, agric, you're not meant to have any business. There are lots of all those things. Talking about what you take, bribe and everything. Anyway, let's go to the next listener. 99.3, good morning. So the press freedom is enshrined in the Constitution and it's non-negotiable. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi. Hello.
Welcome, good morning. Your name and contribution, please.
Good morning, Kofi. Yeah, we are talking about press freedom. There is a common saying that where your freedom starts, that's where another person begins. My name is Boniface Bash, calling from Ayobo. So,
welcome.
The press, yes, they are the hope of the common man. And once you are doing something right, you don't expect that there won't be opposition. So anytime the press is carrying out the news, and you don't expect that people will fight out, especially when it's hurting them. Hello, are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
So this is the reason, and we are not also disputing the fact that people will come up to publish fake news and there, but the press needs to also work very harder and also be prepared that there will be opposition. I think that's my thought this morning. Thank you.
All right, interesting, very interesting. Thank you very much. These aspects of the Cybercrime Act remind me of Decree 4 of 1984. Remember, Decree 4 of 1984. For those of you who were alive then, I was alive then. I remember it very well. It was a draconian law. Decree 4 of 1984 under Buhari. Draconian law. Draconian law that was set up against the media, against the press in Nigeria. I want to go for a commercial. When we come back, we'll take more of your thoughts right here on the Morning Crossfire. Please stay with us.
Just like every Nigerian mum, I need every cupboard to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new snow powder tech, the detergent powder becomes even finer. So it dissolves easily, foams faster, and cleans better. Every grain works and nothing is wasted. New So Clean detergent with snow powder tech. Every grain works for you.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Ida of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you dey whine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you dey talk like this? Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I no know.
Guy, hfm.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said hfm.com.
Which one is hfm.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said
hfm.com.
Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Colors, they add meaning to our lives. From birth and naming of a child.
May your life be rich and potent as the red palm oil.
Colors tell of the feelings in our hearts.
Aww.
Through rainbow-like roses or even bubbly emojis. Colors speak of our distinctive ancestry through the shade of our skin. Colors are in the bright garbs we wear to impress, or the deluxe coat we give our buildings.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
And with our proudly Nigerian deluxe paints now available in any color, express your world however you want it. Visit a Deluxe Color Center to get any color instantly.
Deluxe, let's color.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I no deal.
You not even sabi wetin dey happen for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
Na so, Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and e dey relax hair well. Come buy your own.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. We have activist and human rights advocate Inibehe Effiong on the line. He's a legal practitioner. He joins us via video link. You go to our YouTube, go to our Facebook, and you watch a live stream. Of course, here to tell us if the Cybercrime Act should be amended. Barrister, morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. The controversial aspect of the Cybercrime Act has to do with Section 24. It's been described as anti-media or a tool used to hunt journalists, according to the ICIR. Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act says, especially subsection 1B, provides that any person Any person who knowingly or intentionally sends a message or other matter by means he knows to be false for the purpose of causing annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred, ill will, or needless anxiety to another, or causes such a message to be sent, commits an offense under this act. And this has been repeatedly used to obstruct, the achievement of this goal. So, what are your thoughts on this, Inibehe?
The provision you have just read out does not exist anymore. It has been repealed and has also been replaced by a new section. The National Assembly quietly amended the infamous Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act of 2015. And in February 2024, February this year, the President assented to the Cybercrime Amendment Bill, the Cybercrime Act Amendment Bill. So we now have the Cybercrime Act, the Cybercrime Amendment Act of 2024. By the new Section 24, those words that you have mentioned, sending messages by means of a computer that is annoying, that is offensive, to cause hatred, inconvenience, insult, and all sort of ridiculous things that were introduced in the 2015 Act have completely been expunged. They no longer exist. So that today nobody can be arrested for sending messages online or by means of a computer that are deemed to be offensive or to cause enmity, insult, or whatever. The new Act, the new Section 24, limits the offense of cyber stalking to 3 specific matters. First, pornographic, where what is sent, the message that is sent is pornographic. 2, where the message that is sent threatens the life of another, is a threat to the life of another. 3, where what is sent may lead to a breakdown of law and order. Now, these are different requirements, ingredients of the offense of cyber stalking. So, on the basis of the new section, media practitioners and indeed Nigerians generally can no longer be witch hunted indiscriminately by the police as we had under the very ridiculous provision of the now expunged Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act. And that would mean that even cases that are ongoing in court, I submit, may not see the light of day, having been brought under the old Act. Yes, people will argue that what matters is what the law was at the time of the commission of the alleged offense. But suffice it to say that whether an offense has been committed, whether an act or omission is an offense, is one that the Constitution in Section 12, Section 36, subsection 12, demands that that act or omission must be defined expressly under a written law. So that written law must be in existence at the time of commission of the offense, at the time of filing of the charge, at the time of arraignment, at the time of plea, at the time of trial, at the time of conviction. There has to be there has to be in existence at all times a written law that defines that conduct to be an offense. Because really, as I have argued, crime is created by the state. The state has the decision, the power to decriminalize the conduct and to also criminalize the conduct. So if a state says this conduct is no longer an offense and decides to amend the law that had made it an offense and substitute that provision with a new section which has now defined the offense radically, in a radically different way, it may be very difficult to proceed against an individual simply because at the time the purported or alleged offense was committed, there was in existence the law at the time. So there must always be at all material times a law that defines a particular conduct as a crime, and that is what, as I said, the provisions of Section 36 of Section 12 of the Constitution enjoins. And there are decisions of appellate courts on that point. So to that extent, as I indicated on X, formerly Twitter, the new Section 24 of the Cybercrimes Act 2024 as amended, which, by the way, is in compliance with the judgment of the ECOWAS court, because the ECOWAS court had ordered the Nigerian government to amend Section 24 of the Cybercrimes Act, because that section was a very ridiculous section, as I have said. It was repressive. It was not a rational legislative measure for you to say that if I send a message by means of a computer and someone is annoyed on the basis of that simply on the basis of annoyance, someone can be committed to or sentenced to 3 years imprisonment or a fine of 7 million. That is very whimsical. It sounds like what a colonial regime would do.
Yeah.
So if I now send a message to you and you feel insulted, so I should be imprisoned. You cannot have that in a constitutional democracy where there is a constitutional right to freedom of expression, where I am entitled as of right to say things that are not only pleasing to you, but are also offensive to you. Because the whole purpose, the whole essence of freedom of expression is the right to say what the recipient or what the person hearing what I'm saying may not necessarily be pleased with. So if I'm only allowed to say things that are pleasant to people, then what is the freedom of speech? What is the freedom of expression?
So, Inibehe, how do we strike a balance to ensure that people do not take advantage of this freedom to write fake articles, fake stories, publish false news about people, and thereby destroying the character and reputation of the victims?
There's already a remedy for that under the law, and even that matter is not in contention. If you are offended or you feel defamed, you feel your reputation has been injured or lowered in the estimation of right-thinking members of the society, simply approach a civil court and file a civil suit. Seek damages, seek compensation, seek public apology. But to now use the institutions of state to say that you have insulted me, therefore I have to imprison you. You cannot have that in a democracy. Criminal libel has no place in a constitutional democracy. If someone defames another, the thought of defamation is there, for which the person that is offended, the person that is injured, may seek redress. But it should not be criminalized. Insult should never be a crime. Insult, because what is insult? What is annoyance? Right? When do I say, or when can it be said that someone has been insulted? This was a ridiculous provision that was introduced in 2015 without any careful thought, without any sober reflection, just because some people felt that Nigerians were being too outspoken.
Before you go, what about the fact that against all existing laws, and then it's interesting you referred us to the case that was heard by the ECOWAS court in 2022, which of course ordered the Nigerian government to amend the cybercrime law. So that was done secretly. How about the incarceration of the affected persons beyond the stipulated time of 48 hours? We know, even going back to Agba Jalingo's case, and I saw something in relation to the recent cases about anti-terrorism law. So what are your thoughts on that? Will this end or stop?
There is no law. There is no law that Parliament can enact to derogate from the provisions of the Constitution, except in the manner permitted by the Constitution itself. So the Constitution is clear that no person should be detained beyond 24 hours, not 48 hours. See, many Nigerians keep misunderstanding the law, right? Some people misunderstand the law and assume that it is 48 hours. The law says 24 hours, insofar as there is a court within 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers. Once there is a court within 40 kilometers, you must arraign a person within 24 hours. It is only where there is no court within 40 kilometers that you can detain a person beyond the constitutional timeline. But of course, this is still a very lawless country. We have a law enforcement institution that is actively disregarding the law on a daily basis, and that is the police in particular, and even the state security service. But what is important is that Nigerians must continue to insist on adherence to the rule of law, to insist on observance of their fundamental rights, and to continue to cherish the freedoms, that the Constitution has donated to us. We must never relinquish our right to the government. We must never put it in the mouth of the government to tell us how our rights are to be exercised. Only the Constitution should protect those matters.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. We know you had a bit of a traffic issue, but we're glad you could join us. Olatunji was held for 2 weeks, and you're saying Nigerians need to insist on the right thing being done. Activist, human rights advocate Inibehe Effiong, barrister, thank you so much for your time this morning.
My pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, so you've heard it from the man. That controversial section, he told me last night it was expunged, but I wanted him to say it himself, and he's put it out there. It's been expunged, and the government has no business, prosecuting people regarding this. And he said something I love. Criminal libel has no place in a constitutional democracy. My name is Kofi Bartels. Before I sign out, I want to remind you, we'll do the oneplay.ng draw on the other side of the news at 9. So if you've not played, please play. All right, go to www.oneplay.ng. The number one in the word play .ng. The number one in the word play.ng. And of course, you can use a USSC code *347 *880 hash. *347 *880 hash. Okay, *347 *880 hash. So I see a message here from Mr. Bullying who says, are you ready? Who says, first of all, I appreciate and commend journalists the world over for the exceptional job they're doing. Although there are a few shady ones amongst you, yet you guys stick your neck out and your life. That's what we do to do your job. That's what we do. Kudos. The NUJ should be coordinated and ensure that if any journalist is picked up unwantonly, it must vehemently be condemned and taken up through legislation so that it will serve as deterrent. When you also manhandled, did they come to your rescue? This must end now. It's a bullying career. Yes, NUJ help you organize a press conference and all that. So they helped out. All right, we have to pay our bills. So I want to say goodbye. After the news at 9, we'll have the oneplay.ng draw. Return with Hard Facts with the morning crossfire tomorrow. I did Hard Facts for like 4 years, sorry. With the morning crossfire tomorrow. But after the news, we have Jimmy Tissu coming up with our Daily Digest. Have a great day. Good morning. My name is Kofi Bartels.
Every Nigerian mum, I need every kobo to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new Snow Powder Tech,
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.